Jace Tunnell here. Today we're at the jetty and we are looking at things that are crawling in and around the little crevices that we have here. So today I want to be able to talk to you about a little bitty snail that you might not have seen before, especially if you're used to walking up on top of the jetty and not being down below. So right now we kind of have low tide and we have a real good look at the algae line here. So this would be where the water normally is, and then different colors of algae. Then as the water goes down, you can see some life that's living along here. So today what we're going to talk about are these little bitty snails on here, and I'll get some close-up shots for you. But these are little periwinkle snails, and they live most of their life actually out of the water. So they bunch up in little groups where they're able to conserve the water until the tide comes back up. Of course, they can move around. They feed on microscopic algae, so they're always moving around on the jetties, but when the water drops down, they can bunch up to be able to secure their spot. Now I'm gonna put some here in this little glass so that we can get a close-up look to see what they look like from the underside, how they bunch up, and see them try to crawl. Now as I put them in here, I'm seeing already that they're trying to get out of here. They're crawling, you know, since they can live a lot of their life outside of the water, they're actually trying to crawl out of this glass and down the side of it, I guess looking for their algae. Maybe they're hungry. Now these little snails can live, 5 to 10 years. Actually, in captivity, some of the bigger ones have been known to live up to 20 years. That's a long time for a snail. Lots of times you can see little birds that are feeding out here, especially when the tide gets lower. You'll see some of these rocks that look like they're black. That's actually red and brown algae that's growing on these rocks. And the birds are feeding either on that or little organisms that are living in and around the algae. Now look here. We've got some eggs to something. Something's been laying eggs up in here. Now a lot of snails have eggs that look similar to this. That's probably what it is. But they're little yellow bulbs that are all put together on there. And so those are eggs from probably a snail. More sea roaches. That one wants me to pet it. Look at that. Ah, can't catch it. Okay, here's the different type of algae. Some green algae there, red algae, brown algae, all kinds of different species all over up in here. Ooh, I see something in here. This is a little sea anemone. It looks like a little squishy thing, and that's a sea anemone. And it has little shells up on top of it. I guess it keeps that there maybe to protect it or something. So what do you think eats these little guys? Well, crabs eat them, birds eat them that are walking around out here. Sea stars are notorious for eating these types of snails, and humans. Yes, it's a lot of work to be able to eat something this small, but humans do eat these. They throw them into boiling water for 3 to 4 minutes, then take them out and then throw them in some butter. I'm not going to try to eat those, but if you've eaten them, let us know. I'd like to hear about that. Look at that. They're crawling all on the outside of this thing, trying to get out of here. I'm going to let them go. Okay, buddies. God, how cool are those things? They got slime all. Now, one thing I'm going to mention to you is that these little snails, they actually have slime. It's a mucus, and it can turn into cement. So that helps them be able to adhere to the rocks. And so I'm cleaning this glass out right now, and I just see, slime and mucus and stuff all in there. But that's critical for them to have so that they can be able to stick onto these rocks and stay in place. Okay, so that's it for a little bit of jetty life here. All kinds of stuff next time you come out. and you're cruising around the jetties, try to look down, look real close. There's all kinds of stuff you'll find living out up in here. Okay, I guess that's it for this episode of Beachcombing. Next time you make it to the jetties, try to look for these little snails, periwinkles. All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye.